नमस्ते प्रणाम गीता ध्यान ओम पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। O Bhagavad Gita, with which Lord Narayana himself gave enlightenment to Partha. The ancient sage Vyasa included it in the Mahabharata. O Goddess, showerer of the nectar-like knowledge of non-dualism contained in your 18 chapters. O my affectionate mother, the destroyer of rebirth, I meditate upon thee. Krishna Vandana. Vasudevasutam devam kansachanuramardanam devaki paramanandam Krishnam vande jagadgurum. Son of Vasudeva, the slayer of Kansa and Chanur, extreme delight for Mother Devaki, O Lord Krishna, the supreme teacher of the universe, my salutations to you. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, 13th Adhyaya of Kshetradnya Vibhag Yoga, and Sri Krishna is further elaborating more and more about the Kshetradnya for that matter. Because that is our ultimate objective, to become one with the Kshetradnya, to become one with the Purusha, to become one with the Paramatman. And Sri Krishna is kind of giving us a preamble. He is kind of giving us a sort of what we are looking forward to becoming one with the Brahman. How is that Brahman? And Sri Krishna has been telling us about all those that uniqueness of the Brahman. That Brahman is imperishable. Brahman is is beginningless. It is timeless. Brahman is beyond the influence of any of these gunas, which are otherwise affecting this entire creation, which are for that matter polluting the mind, the creation as such. The three gunas, they are bringing in such great amount of havoc. They are also doing good, they are also doing bad, because the gunas, they have their own inherent properties. The sattva is all purity, rajas is all activity, and the tamas is all inertia. Now with all these three kind of permutations, combinations, there can be any amount of variations. And Sri Krishna says that behind all these variations, it is that unchanging principle. It is that timeless principle. It is that indestructible, imperishable principle, which is, holding on to these diverse things. Which are all these diverse things, which are all resting in that one principle basically. That one principle has pervaded it. But although that one principle, it dwells in the physical body created out of these Panchamahabhutas and the basically 24 cosmic principles, that being is no way involved in anything that these bodies they do. Is actionless. That being is actionless and tentless. And that's what Sri Krishna told us in the 31st shloka that we read last. That anaditva nirgunatva paramatma ayam avyayaha. Ayam paramatma. This paramatma, although is anadi, although is nirguna, is timeless, beyond creation. It is nirguna, devoid of any qualities, and is avyaya, is imperishable. But although this principle, although this anadi and nirguna and avyaya Brahman dwells in the body, sharirastho, sharirastaha api, although this Brahman dwells in the body, O Kaunteya, like Your body has come from your mother Kunti. But this indweller, that indweller in the body is na karoti na lipyate, is actionless by itself. That principle, that entity, that the ultimate reality is actionless, and since it is actionless, it doesn't get tainted by anything that the body does. So that was some kind of introduction to what we are likely to get into. This is what we are likely to become one with, the entity which is beyond any action, beyond any getting any taints. Now in the 31st second shloka, again Sri Krishna is further telling that where we are going to, how is that end point? How is that ultimate destination, that when we merge into the Brahman, are we going to lose our individuality? Are we going to lose our personality? Anyway, personalities and individualities, they are always impermanent. Even in one's lifetime, a person may reach great heights. Next moment, starts falling down, and people will just forget that he was once upon a time a great person. Yeah, we see this in our own lives. So many people who have achieved great name and fame, in their own lifetime, they get degraded to such an extent, people just start ignoring them, forgetting them. So what happens with such actionless, the Brahman? When we become that Brahman, what is going to be our future, ultimate future then? So Sri Krishna is telling, yathā sarvagatam saukshmyādākāśam nopalipyate sarvatrāvasthito dehe tathātmā nopalipyate. Sri Krishna is further telling that don't worry, your body is whatever you have done, you may get tainted, you may get black spots, you may get the praise and disrespect, you may get respect, you may get disrespect, you may get praise, you may get bad names. But once you attend to this Brahman, once you merge into this Brahman, there is no more taint. There is, because this Atman, na upalipyate, this Atman is never tainted because it is actionless. And that is our ultimate goal. So what Sri Krishna tells us here, yathā sarvagatam saukshmyādākāśam nopalipyate. The subtlest of the subtle thing in this creation, for that matter, is space. The subtlest of the Pancha Mahabhutas. Everything that we see around is a combination of these five. The five, the universal principles. The five primary principles. The air, water, fire, earth, and the space, the Akasha. Everything in this creation, whether it is a tiny single cellular being, animal, or the gigantic galaxies, everything is composed of these five basic principles. Now, among the five basic principles, the subtlest is the Akasha. All other four principles, the Mahabhutas for that matter, the primary constituting ingredients for that matter, all of them, they're gross for that matter. Earth, yes, we can perceive, we can see, we can touch. Water, we can feel, we can see, we can perceive, we can touch. We know what is water. We know what is earth. We also perceive fire. Yes, it is so hot. We know what is fire. We can see it. We can see that beautiful glowing flame, which we can also see that destructive part of fire, which burns everything into ashes. And we can also perceive air when there is a strong wind current. When the wind blows, we can feel the air, isn't it? That's why whenever it is absolute summer, the heat, hottest of the summers, and as we all experience day by day, the summers are getting hotter and hotter. Earlier, we had never seen the temperatures going beyond 50. Now it is beyond 50, and then we say, oh, put some fan, put the air conditioner. We feel that air, isn't it? And then we feel kind of a respite from that the hot climate with the air conditioner. And so all these four cosmic principles we can perceive, because they are the grossest forms. The subtlest form is Akasha, the ether, the space. We cannot see it, we cannot feel it, we only experience it. Akasha we can only experience, we cannot see it. Although we construct a room, we construct a house and we say, this is my space. There is nothing as our space. There is nothing as my space. There is no my space. It is all the Lord's. So, as Sri Krishna is referring to that subtleness of the Akasha Tattva, subtleness of that element of space, as it is not tainted by anything. Now, the subtler the entity becomes, it starts losing the chances of getting tainted by anything else. Now, just see from the same example, the other four principles, water, air, fire, earth, they all can get tainted by good and bad influences. You put some obnoxious chemical in water, it will start smelling bad. Now the same water, you put it in the refrigerator, make a ice out of it, that also will carry that bad smell. But you start boiling the water, convert that water into a water vapor. The water vapor is taintless because the vapor is subtler than the liquid water, or subtlest from the ice as such, which is a solid block. So the subtler a thing becomes, it starts losing any influence of getting tainted. And Sri Krishna is giving here the example of the subtlest of the five cosmic principles, Akasha, the space. It doesn't get affected by anything. All other things, the air will carry the bad smell. Like if we are going walking on a road near some drain, suddenly we start closing. Oh, what a smell! If we are going towards in a train and there is some industrial area around which is manufacturing a lot of chemicals, suddenly we get into the, oh, what a smell! Air gets tainted. Although air is subtler than water and earth, definitely, but still air gets tainted. So this is what Sri Krishna is referring to in this example, that the subtlest of all the universal principles, the space, how it doesn't get tainted. Space doesn't get tainted. Space doesn't get limited. Space doesn't get any of the, it does not get influenced by any of the external matters. So, yathā sarvagatam saukshmyādākāśam nopalipyate, like this vast Akash. Akash is vast, but at the same time, it is subtlest. So, like this subtle Akash, subtle space is not, although pervading everything, yathā sarvagatam, all the corners of this creation and beyond, the space is always there. But still it is the subtlest. That doesn't get tainted by anything in this creation. Sarvatrāvasthito dehe tathātmā na upalipyate. And this being, this omniscient being, sarvatrāvasthito, existing everywhere in this creation. This being, this Purusha, which is in fact spread like the space, it has captured whole of the thing. That's Atman, that self, na nopalipyate, although sitting in the body. Although sitting in this body, it doesn't get tainted. So don't worry about anything. Don't worry about your future. Your future is stainless. Your future is actionless. Your future is taintless. That is what Sri Krishna is telling when he is telling us to go beyond on this journey, to go beyond the three gunas, to go beyond the things that going to tempt you. Your real nature is taintless. Your real nature is actionless. Don't get worried that you are in this body. So what? I am in this body for a while on this journey to attain to that one Paramatman, which is actionless, which is taintless. And that is what Sri Krishna is telling us. Start your journey now. Sri Krishna has shown us the way, and here Sri Krishna is telling us this is what you are going to land up into. You are going to land up into being one with that being, which, like Akasha, ever remains taintless, which, although in this, dwelling, although imprisoned in this body, in this prison of bones and flesh, it is ever taintless. Don't worry about it. And the same thing, same advice Sri Ramakrishna used to give to his disciples and devotees. Jnana and ajnana, good and evil, dharma and adharma, dualities such as these do not gain access to Brahman, who is beyond them and unaffected by them. Why we get tainted? We get this we get this bad names. We get these dark spots because of these pairs of opposites. The jnana ajnana. The moment jnana comes, there is no duality. When the ajnana, when the ignorance gets rid of itself, when Maya removes that veil of ignorance, there is no more pairs of opposites. So jnana ajnana, good evil, then there is no good, no evil, no holy, no unholy. There is no dharma, no adharma. Now these dualities, they don't affect Brahman at all. Brahman is beyond that. Brahman is therefore unaffected by these dualities, by these pairs of opposites. Now since the Brahman is beyond the pairs of opposites, it never gets tainted. It is only when we get this knowledge, awareness of pairs of opposites, then we start saying this is good, this is bad. Then comes the thing of getting a taint on our character, getting a taint on our personality, getting a stain on our individuality. But when the duality vanishes, and in the realm of the Brahman, there is no reality, no duality. In the realm of Brahman, there is no duality. In the realm of Brahman, there are no three gunas which bring in this duality. The pairs of opposites. Those three rascals, for that matter. Those three gunas, the properties, they bring in all these permutations and combinations, and they create these pairs of opposites. So like Sri Ramakrishna says, Brahman is beyond the pairs of opposites and therefore is never affected by them. And that's what Sri Krishna says, that like that vast space, which is the subtlest, which cannot be perceived at all, the Brahman, although dwelling inside the body, is always taintless. Na nopalipyate. There is nothing in this creation that can taint the Brahman. So that is our ultimate goal. That is what we are heading towards. Becoming actionless, becoming taintless, becoming anadi, becoming nirguna, and becoming avyaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Sri Ramakrishna. Jai Thakur. Jai Ma. Jai Swamiji.